evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. I hope tonight finds you well. Thank you so much for tuning in with me tonight on A1R Psychic Radio. And we are at the end of March, beginning of April, and we are on a new moon starting tomorrow. Big beginnings happening with all of this. And, it's also, I believe it is also the change in the astrological calendar. It's like starting the calendar all over again, a new year in the astrological world. So, tomorrow, as you start thinking about what you are wanting to plant for your seeds, what are you wanting to do for you in this next phase of this new moon? New moons are perfect for reflecting on what have we done, what have we completed, what worked, what didn't work, and then setting our intentions on where we want to go next. Everything from our personal lives to our work lives. It can be anything that your heart desires. So sit down with some, really intentional um, planning to sit down and write out what it is that you would like to create in this next month, in this next little bit. Now, planting the seeds of manifestation doesn't mean that by the end of the month or by the time the next new moon comes, they will all be sprouted and ready to go, and you're in the middle of them. Some of these are going to take a little bit longer to to um, to germinate and to create. So be patient with that process because it can sometimes be a little daunting and a little frustrating when things aren't coming to fruition fast enough. But some of my favorite ways to sit down and do a new moon celebration, so to speak, there's a couple of things. You can write down all your intentions. I would love to do, and then write those all out. And then, be in the moment. Use a sacred space, light a candle, call your loved ones in as you're doing this process, as you're writing down, and then, do a ceremonial burn. Once you have all of your intentions written down, hold it up to your heart and imagine all this loving energy just being pouring in from your asks into your heart, thinking that I already have these things. And how does that feel? Feel that energetically, right? And when you have that feeling and you've sat with this, then you can do a ceremonial burn where you burn the paper and you release it into the heavens. Okay. Another way is you can make a creation board. You can make a manifestation board. And we've talked about this on the show in the past, where I have gone online and I've picked words, phrases, images of all the things that I would like to manifest in my life. And I've put them on a board, put them in sight where I pass by it every day, where I can see it every day. And again, put that heartfelt intention. How do you feel when you look at this board and you realize all the good things on there, all the yummy things on there? How does that make you feel? And sit with that vibration, sit with that energy, because it's really the energy that you put out there to the universe that spirit is picking up on. And they're coming to that vibration, and they're bringing that vibration back to you. So look at it from a standpoint of that you already have these wonderful things in your life. And how does that make you feel? It should lift you up. It should make you feel like you're vibrating from the inside out. So all of those good things, and then sending that positive energy out to the universe. And with mood boards or creation boards, feel free to take them off. Go back and look at your boards and have you accomplish those things. Then take those pieces off and add new or change it up. It's all about what it is that you're trying to create. And so it's okay to change things up and to make it look a little bit different and say, oh, this doesn't resonate with me anymore, but this sure does, right? It's all about what you are intending to do. So have fun with it, create, be in that moment of pure intention, and joy and unconditional love, and be and sit in that vibration and just enjoy creating all of that. And, if you do the ceremonial burn, be present, right? Turn the cell phone off, turn the distractions off. This doesn't have to be a long thing. It doesn't need to take you hours to do. It can if you want to do that. But just be in the moment and be in that space and place of intention, and then watch and see what happens and what blossoms. Because I find that if I make a board, or I write my intentions down and I put them in a journal and I go back to them, it's fantastic to see, oh look, that one has been done, that one happened, oh boy, what more can I create? So when you see those things coming into fruition, and the joy of actually crossing them off your list, is really fantastic. So take the time tomorrow and just reflect on what it is that you've done, since the last new moon, and then what you want to create with this new one coming up. So I hope that helps. If you want to know more information, you can always reach me on my website at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. My Facebook pages, Julie YeagerWalker Medium or Your Time to Shine. All right. We're going to go to the phone lines right now and take a caller. We've got Karen in Alabama. Good evening, Karen, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Thank you, Miss Julie.
How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you.
Good. What can we do for you this evening?
I wanted to know if you could help me. My son, he passed away 5 months ago, and I've been waiting for some kind of sign for him to come to me and let me know what happened. I had to leave Alabama. My son passed away October the 6th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And so me and my other son, Sheldon, had went there to, I just knew he would wake up when he seen me, but the coroner said that they had to do an autopsy on him to make sure, who he was and everything. They had his ID, but I was getting conflicting stories between the detectives, who was no help to me, and the coroner, who told me, because the officers were saying he had been dead 10 to 12 hours. And the coroner said, no, he was only dead between 3 to 4 hours when they received his body. And I was just getting different stories, and I was just hoping that maybe he would come to me and tell me something. I just want some answers. He was my firstborn, and his name was Brandon. He was
Okay.
37 years old.
Oh, Karen, I just want to say I'm so, so sorry for your loss. I, I can't imagine what you're going through right now. Um, so let me see if I can tune in and see what he
Please,
has see what he has to say. And so just let me tune in here for just a couple of minutes. And there's going to be a little bit of silence as I do that, and then I will be right back with you, okay?
okay, thank you so much for your help.
Um, so Karen, it's the energy around him is just it's very scattered. He's very he's very worried about you. It's it's hard for him to see you, in so much pain. He understands why, um, but um, he's trying to calm you and say, "I'm okay. I'm okay." And it's like he's trying to put his arms around you and to give you, a love and let you know that it's going to be okay. Um, I feel like his death came as a surprise. It was accidental. It does not feel like intentional of any kind, like it came as a shock to him. Um,
Right.
as far as like the differences in time that you like the time of death that you're getting, um, he's showing me that it's kind of strange. It's like he's showing me that he was kind of jumping in and out of at that time, and so it's like throwing off the time of death, um, which is a little interesting. I've never really, I'll have to be honest, I haven't run across um, that before. But he's saying that um, it in reality it wasn't that long that he was gone before somebody had found him. Um, hang on, let me see what else he's wanting to bring through. Just a moment. He's showing me a really big heart. He wants you to know how much he loved you and
He did.
um, how much you meant to him. You guys had a really close relationship.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am. Extremely
yeah,
close.
a very strong bond, and he's showing me that. Um, he just keeps saying, "I'm never going to leave your side. I'm never going to leave your side. I'm always going to be here for you. All you have to do is ask, and I'm going to be right there beside you." Um, it's going to take you some time before you can really feel him, because of the grieving process that you're going through, and you need to know that that's okay. That you need to get through this process and do it in the way that you need to get through it, and don't put a timeline on your grieving, okay? But every
Right.
day, just every day, it try to go through that process, and as you go through that process, a little bit will get cleared up each and every day, and it will become a little bit easier every single day. um,
Yeah, because I'm holding his remains right now. I'm looking at his picture, and every day try to say something to him because I just want to know if his roommates were involved in his death.
Um,
He did die of fentanyl. They said it was laced fentanyl and heroin. But
yeah, he's confirming that it was an overdose. Um, that they were all together, but he's saying it's not, and in a situation like that, it's not entirely, it's not their fault, right? He's taken responsibility in his actions. Um, he's showing me like all of them together. So I don't know if they were having a party or, but
they
he's
did
showing me how
out
they were all
drug theft.
together at the time. And um,
Yeah, because I found out they had a party the night before, and they went back, and somebody had put him in the bathtub and just left him there, and then somebody else came up and put him in the room, and they one of them wouldn't call the paramedic because they was afraid they might go to jail.
right,
So
right,
it was somebody else that had called.
right.
And I just don't understand it because we talked on the phone all the time, but I did not get a chance to talk to him
Yeah,
that day.
yeah. I completely understand. Um, he doesn't want you to blame yourself for this. Um, he knows you're taking a huge responsibility in this, that what we didn't do, what we should have done, right? And he wants you to know that you did everything right from a standpoint of being a mom. You supported him and you were there for him, and you guys talked a lot, right? So the pure fact that maybe you didn't talk to him the night before he passed away, or maybe it even been a day or two, he's saying please don't blame yourself for that, right? um,
Just,
because you guys kept in touch.
just ma'am.
Yeah,
But I just figured that I should have been there. He pleaded to come home, and I said, just give me just another week.
yeah. I know that he's showing me that you're taking a lot of responsibility for that, and he really doesn't want you to do that. Um, it's he's showing me that you were doing what you needed to do in order to get things ready and together, and it the he says he pushed a timeline. He says, "Mom, I pushed a timeline. I never should have pushed." And so he's taking responsibility for what happened. He said if he could go back and do it again and do it differently, he totally would. Um, he just never expected. He thought he had everything under control, is what he was saying.
Oh my God, that's him. He always says that. I got it under control.
Yeah, yeah. He was
Yes.
a really good person with a really big heart.
Oh
Um,
yes,
and there's a lot of people that he's looking out for now on the other side.
Yes, ma'am.
He says he can be a much stronger force on the other side. And he says if you can take any type of, if that can be any kind of consolation for you during this time, know that he's going to be doing what he needs to do on the other side to help others.
That's great. 'Cause I know his two best friends have passed. They passed before he passed down here in Alabama, and his grandfather's there as well.
Hmm.
And I just feel so bad because he was trying so hard so we could see his daughter that he hadn't seen in 10 years, and I was just so close into being able to get her so she could see him, and now he's gone.
Yeah. He's saying that he's always going to be with her too.
Yes, ma'am.
He's going to, yeah, he's going to be able to guide both of you, through this journey that you're on. And once once you guys are able to get through this process, um it's going to be easier for you to be able to feel him and sense him, okay? But you've got to give that a little bit of time.
Yeah, I just want to be with him.
I know. He knows that.
And I know his wife. She stays in touch, and she calls me and texts me a lot.
He knows that you're in very good hands. You've got a lot of support around you, which is fantastic. And so he's encouraging you to, to take those, um, to take those offers, even if you don't want to. You're a very proud person. And so asking for help is really hard for you. And sometimes when we're in this space of loss and grief, that's the biggest, that's the most important time to be able to, get through that and ask for help, because there's going to be so many people around you who are going to want to help. And so he's saying, he's actually pleading and saying, please let them help you. um, please let them offer to do things for you and to help you through this period of time.
Thank you. Well, he knows I have a lot of health issues, and I just gave up. I don't leave my house or anything.
Yeah. He's saying if you can get out, even just for a little bit, even to have coffee with a friend,
Yeah.
or to
I,
just to get out to walk a little bit, just to be out in the air. I don't know what the weather's like in Alabama right now. Like maybe that's not even possible,
hot,
but just to
extremely
be out.
hot right now.
Yeah. Just to be out, to be able to give you a little change of scenery, okay?
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
it doesn't have to be for very long, or, it doesn't have to be any, long drawn out thing, but just to get out a little bit and just to kind of get out into the world a little bit again and reacquaint yourself with that. Because he is showing me that it's like you've locked yourself up. You've shut yourself up. And he's saying you really need to get out and, be with some people and be around those who love you and can make you smile and make you laugh. And it's really important right now that you're able to do a little bit of that.
Ma'am,
Okay.
Thank you for everything.
You are so very welcome. We're coming down to the last little bit of our show. Is there anything else I can answer for you before we say goodnight?
Yes, ma'am. I just want to also ask you, me and my husband, we've been split up for over a year and a half. He lives in New York with another woman, and I didn't know if he will go ahead and divorce me or what, because he didn't even call me when my son passed. Now his family all called me and gave condolences and stuff, but he never did.
So I think just real quickly, because we are coming down really quickly to the end, but I don't see anything happening right now. He's trying to give you a little bit of space. He's trying to process as well. So just give that a little bit of time, and don't put that like on the forefront of your of what you're dealing with right now. That can kind of take a back seat. Okay.
Hey, and thank you again, Miss Julie. I appreciate everything.
You're so very welcome. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. And you, hey.
Bye. Well, that does it for me tonight, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Again, you can reach me over on my webpage at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com or Your Time to Shine Facebook page and Julie YeagerWalker Medium. Have a great night, everyone, and we will see you next week.